Hello, this is Zaelia from Team Dignitas, the latest addition to the Heroes of the Storm team, and this is my guide to how I like to play and build Tracer in Hero League. If you are new to Tracer, this build is probably not for you yet, because it is a little bit mechanically demanding and will require you to be somewhat comfortable with her already. This is basically the standard build, I would say, that I would play in every game against anything, except for maybe level 1 talent, but we'll get into that later. First, we'll get into the talents and the build, and then later we'll get into the early, mid, and late game playstyle. So, level 1, the go-to is the Pulse Strike, increasing your Pulse Bomb charge from melees, and you want to take this because it gives you so many bombs. You can just get your bombs super fast, you can even get 2 in one team fight, and your bomb is your main impact spell as your Tracer. You can also look into Tracer rounds, which reveals on your auto attacks against stuff like Valera, Greymane, level 4 stealth. It's definitely an option. It's also good for just chasing around the bushes, or if someone's trying to juke you around the bush, it can also be good. Maybe if you're more focused on auto attacking with like a Tassadar, Tracer rounds can also just be fine. On level 4, you basically always want to take Parting Gift. It adds a little bit of burst to your combo, and it's just in general a lot of damage. And the other talents are just not very appealing. Level 7 is actually quite debatable between Jumper and Spatial Echo. Most people will take Spatial Echo, granting you blinks after takedowns, but I prefer, by a very large margin actually, the Jumper, which gives you 4 blink charges. Throughout the whole game, you'll benefit from having that 1 extra charge, but Spatial Echo will only help you in certain situations. So I much prefer Jumper. Your level 10 is always going to be Quantum Spike. The 10% additional damage is so huge, and it also allows you to just kill tanks. You don't really need utility on your kit, you just need the most possible damage output in the small timing windows that you're going to have. Level 13, you always want to take Bullet Spray. Gives you wave clear, gives you more reliable poke, and it will synergize really well with your level 20 later on. Level 16, we have our Locked and Loaded, which will always be better. In basically every scenario, you will always want to take and play Locked and Loaded if you can. If it disturbs you too much in your play and you cannot hit your reload every time, Sleight of Hand is your second best option here, giving you more bombs faster, but I really do not believe it's even close to the value of Locked and Loaded if you can use it properly. Level 20, you always want to go for Get Stuffed. Not only does it reduce the cooldown of your melee, increasing your wave clear and your poke potential significantly, it also gives you the ability to blow up your bomb instantly, which makes it so that neither your target nor the enemy support can react to it, leaving them dead. The playstyle of Tracer on her own is sort of a sniper role. She gets in, she gets out, she has to be cautious, super squishy, but when paired with something like a Tassadar, she turns into more of a carry role, where you rely more on your auto attacks, you rely more on being up in their face, actually pulling hero damage numbers for your team. Just kind of the Vala playstyle, where you just auto attack everybody in front of you, because you're no longer squishy, you're one of the most annoying heroes to deal with, and you turn into this deadly combination that will just win you games outright. In the early game, right out of the gates, what you want to look for is charging your bomb. You took your level 1 talent, which increases your bomb charge from slapping other enemy heroes, so you just want to look to slap some people in the face with your melee. When you have your bomb before level 10, it's very easy to confirm a kill on a side lane or catching someone on a rotation. You can do that solo, or you can just, follow your tank around, he stuns for you, you land your bomb, kill confirmed. Just in general, showing up in lanes, even though you don't get a gank, it reminds the enemy that you're there. So after you've been showing up a few times, you can just actually stay hidden and they will be scared of you the whole game. In the mid game, when the enemy starts to get ultimates, ice blocks, all of a sudden you have a lot more things to worry about when trying to get your kills. So we're more turning into a role that sort of creates space more than kills. you need to control vision points, you need to force out some cooldowns, and then you can go for your kills. It's basically the same playstyle, but you just have to be more patient and more teamwork oriented. Creating space is more your role now. More towards the late game, you get your level 16. It allows you to actually do damage to tanks. So when you're poking and fighting, you mostly want to just look at drilling down the tanks. If you have your locked and loaded, you will do really, really good damage to tanks. And when you have your level 20, you can just poke down the tanks, force out a mistake, and blow them up immediately. So you no longer have to be so much in and out. You can really just dance around them and do tons of damage with your auto attacks. But while you're melting the tanks, your main focus is to get a pick on a squishy. And it remains like that throughout the whole game. Thanks for watching. Tracer is really one of my favorites. She has enormous potential for surprising and big impact plays. I hope you enjoyed it and maybe learned something new. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more Heroes content like this. If you want to follow me, then you can find me on Twitter at Zaelia or on twitch.tv/Zaelia as well.
A lot faster, so they've got to be very careful. Dignitas is just manipulating this quite quickly. That's a great little shield. Force of Will on towards Brightwing, but he's going to go down anyway thanks to the fact that Zaelia and Snitch was right on top of him.